That's a good one. And action.
Welcome back to the Next Position podcast. Today we got Dan Davies with us from the Magic Senior Men. Thank you for coming on the podcast today, Dan.
No worries, sir.
Yeah, Dan, we've got a few questions for you. Yeah. So the first one we're going to go with is your energy levels. So I've not seen you that much, but the first time I saw you, that was the massive thing that I posted out. Yeah. Your energy levels on the bench, in the game. You're able to always sort of be the hype guy. And you seem to be able to do that when even it's not going well for you. Wondering where that comes from. Is that something you consciously try and do?
Yeah. For me personally, like it's something I always try to do. Especially from when I was younger, always playing like team sports. Always just trying to provide good energy, no matter like the situation we're in. Especially like recently, obviously we went through a few tough times, a few injuries, like very low numbers of practice and games. So that importance of trying to keep that energy high, always trying to have like a positive outlook on things. So like, for example, if things don't go well, like what's next? Like, okay, someone turns the ball over, get back in transition. It's like, we're fine. Everything's going to be fine type of thing. So I feel like I've always had that. Even when I was a junior, like even when being on the bench, being on the court, like you said, just always trying to be that sparkful guy, always trying to be like that battery pack type of thing. So always just trying to maintain it. And I feel like it rubs off on other people as well, especially with like the right guys around you. I feel like it has like that domino effect type of thing. So yeah, that's where I'd say it comes from. Always trying to just have as much energy as possible.
Do you ever get annoyed when like others aren't doing that? So like sometimes you might be having a bad day. Do you not like expect someone else pick it up now? Do you ever feel that?
Yeah, 100%. I've definitely had that in the past. Definitely when I don't know in games something hasn't went well for me, and then like there's been times where like guys have just sort of like just put their head down and not said anything. Whereas obviously vice versa, if something was to go wrong in a game, I feel like most of the time I'll go, "Nah, you're good. It's fine. It's completely fine." So it's definitely like happened in the past, but I try to just move on from it straight away. Sort of have that like goldfish memory, especially in games. Just try and like move on to the next thing. That's probably the main thing for me.
Yeah, we definitely need that at the junior level.
Yeah, 100%. Like especially as a junior, like a lot of them tend to, like from what I've seen, a lot of them tend to something goes wrong and then they let it affect the rest of the game. I don't know if you agree. I don't know if you see it a lot, but I definitely do see it. Like kids will make one tiny mistake, but then it'll snowball into like 4 or 5 different things then. And then by, I don't know, by halfway through the game, they're already clocked out type of thing. So it's not ideal. Like you always want to encourage them to keep pushing no matter what. And you can always turn something bad into something good.
Yeah, I find it really hard to like get them out of that. So when they drop the red, what do we kind of do to get them back? Like that seems like one of the hardest things. I don't know what you're doing as a player. Do you think it should come from the players more, the coach more, maybe?
I would say definitely from the players. I'd say because you are like a team. Obviously, people like to throw the term like brotherhood or like family around when like you're part of like a really good team, and I feel like it's got to come from every single guy, no matter if you're the star man or you're the 12th guy. It's got to come from every guy. Like everyone's got to be invested. Everyone's got to put the same amount of effort in, and yeah. So I feel like if everyone's got it, you're on for a winner then. But yeah, like if guys aren't doing it, like it's very difficult. And then obviously it depends on like the personality of the coach. So like coaches I've had in the past, it's been like a mix. I'd say like some coaches when I was a junior, they were very, if something didn't go well, they were very like shouty, just like proper just shout at kids and like really like put them down a bit. But then there was some of the coaches who they were very encouraging. They were like that, no, you're fine, you're fine, you're gonna be good, you're gonna be good, it's fine. So I just have encouragement, especially from the coach, is also good. But I feel like definitely should come from teammates more as players.
Yeah. How would you say your team's not doing that? How would you try like integrate that into it and like show them that's what they need to do? Like, what would you do in a situation where it is just you on the team? How would you try show your team the importance of it and try get them to follow you?
I feel like I'd address it like in a training session. I feel like in like a closed environment where it's just you guys. and then just try to drill it into them, be like that. Like, if we want to be successful, this is what it requires. And then just slowly, like, if I can get one guy on board, they're on board, and then that impacts someone else then, and then someone else gets involved, and the next thing you know, the whole team are investing in it then. So I feel like addressing it in like a training session, because obviously it's quite difficult to do it like in a game setting as the game's going on. I feel like it's definitely something to address. I don't know, maybe like a timeout or a half time, but I feel like it's something, it's a very important thing to have, like where you sit down and talk about it. It's definitely something that's really important. That's how I would personally address it. Very like, and then just be passionate about it as well. Like, when you address it, it's not like, oh guys, we need to do this. It's very, show that you really do care. Because if guys see that you care, it rubs off on other people then. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, that's good. Kind of moving on from that. So, talking about sort of like keeping it positive and stuff. I always think this is a little strange when, like, you and Bailey, he's just been on our podcast. Yeah. You and Bailey, you play at exactly the same position, but you seem to have a really good connection. I'm wondering how you guys deal with that, because if you play well, Bailey's minutes go down. If Bailey plays well, maybe your minutes go down. How do you keep that same sort of spirit and connection, still be positive?
I'd say, I think it's because we both just love to win. I feel like we have that in common, and I feel like we're both quite selfless. And especially playing the same position, like sometimes, for example, let's say I'm on and Bailey's on the bench, for example, like he might see something that I don't see in the game. And instead of, keeping it to himself and going, oh, Dad never done this, I'm going to go on and do that. Like he'll shout it in the game and be like, oh, maybe see this the next play type of thing. And I feel like that's vice versa. And whenever anything does go well in a game, I feel like for me and him, like if something goes well in the game for him, like I'm the first guy up off the bench, really encouraging it. Then obviously vice versa, and he's similar to me, energy, just really wants to win. So I feel like that, having that just willingness to win and willingness to sacrifice anything and being selfless, I feel like that's why we have so much chemistry as well. And obviously playing the same position, we see a lot of the same things. We end up being in like similar drills together, going against each other.
You're able to still keep that competitive, though, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%. Especially in practices when like there's like a point system, or because most of the time we match up in practices, so it's very competitive. And obviously, if the team I'm on wins, I'm very in his face, letting him know like, yeah, we won that drill, you lost it, type of thing. And then if he goes and wins the next drill, next thing you know, he's in my face letting me know about it. So I feel like we do keep it competitive, and I feel like that's what makes us, have that good connection between us.
Yeah, I've always thought with you, you're very like jokey and sort of. I always wonder like how you try and find that balance between being a bit of a joker but still working hard. And have you ever been in like, because you played a couple of places now, like Liverpool, Myerscough and stuff like this? Yeah, have you ever found it where coaches or other players don't really get that?
Yeah, I definitely seen it more when I was at Myerscough originally, especially when I first got there, because it was guys very intense, guys very like, I don't want to say stiff, but like they were very just laser focused, which, don't get me wrong, credit to them, you need to be laser focused with things. But then like when I started to crack a few jokes, like guys started to see different sides of guys, and I felt like starting to crack jokes, make guys laugh. It felt like you sort of bonded a bit with them. So like, although, yes, I did throw jokes about, although I do act like try and be fun at times, I feel like it really brings guys closer together. So I think that's really beneficial, but trying to find that balance, it was difficult, especially as a junior. Then when I first did step into the senior system, it was difficult because obviously I was just trying to find my footsteps there. But then when I did find it, it was just a gradual process of, okay, maybe crack one joke, and then you see like certain situations, okay, I need to be laser focused here. Okay, a different situation, oh, maybe you can throw a joke in there. So I'd say it definitely did take time, but then obviously being a part of certain teams, being around like the right guys, when to throw a joke and when to be laser focused. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as a big role on the team, I'm very vocal, so like a lot of people will be looking to you, listening to you. Do you ever feel like the pressure of, if you make the wrong joke, or if you're joking when you shouldn't be, other people will then start following you in that way? Like, do you feel that responsibility or like fear sometimes?
Yeah, I definitely feel that responsibility. There definitely has been times in the past where I have made like the wrong joke and guys have seen it. Then like other guys will try to not relate, but like try and be similar. But then as soon as they try and do it, I say to them, look, like I understand like you want to try and crack a joke, but like I want you to stay laser focused. I want you guys to. I don't want you to change. I want you to just be the same guy you always have been. I want you to just be yourself, type of thing. Don't try and imitate me, because I just want you to be yourself. I don't want you to change. And yeah, I definitely do feel the pressure, but at the same time, um, I don't mind pressure. I it's I feel like I've dealt with it well over the years. So definitely like cracking jokes, it does bring like that fear and responsibility. And obviously being in this senior system, obviously playing for this team, especially having a bigger role on the team, I do definitely see it as more as a responsibility. As more juniors tend to step up from under 18s, I do see it as more of a, you've got to guide them in the right direction. Obviously crack jokes, but then obviously you want to push them in the right direction to try and stay laser focused, while also, yes, you can have a bit of fun, crack joke every now and again, but main focus is winning.
Yeah. How was the pressure coming into the club? Because obviously you never played as a junior. Eh?
Yeah.
Was that a bit tough? Or?
Yeah, that was definitely tough, especially after I left Myerscough. It was coming to university as well. And obviously, like you said, I'd never stepped into the Magic system, especially as a junior. Every time I came here, it felt like getting battered by 50. And yeah, and stepping into this building, it was always like a big like you take a step back and it's like whoa, like you're in it. You see, you see the banners, you see the amount of kids who've came through the system and been so successful. It was definitely a pressure. But then I want to say like the guys they welcomed me with open arms. Pete was very welcoming when I stepped through the door. And those guys who were there my first time stepping into the system, they welcomed me with open arms, and I feel like that took that pressure off me to an extent. But then obviously there was also the pressure of obviously they just came off of being in D1, and obviously you always aspire to be winning. So I felt like the pressure was there, but obviously I felt like at the same time there was pressure, but it was sort of relaxed type of thing, and like ease your way into the system, find your feet, and then once you do find your feet, you start progressing more and more from that. So
With you moving, like you've played for like three different teams, like Skull, Liverpool, here.
yeah.
Me myself, like I've only ever played like at Magic as a National League club.
Mm.
What would you say like are the biggest differences you've saw? Or like is there any like negatives to changing teams or positives that you saw? Or like, any big differences you've seen and been like, oh wow.
I'd say like a lot of the pros is seeing guys like different perspectives on things. Obviously, having different coaches' opinions, because until about 18, I listened to the same coaches. Then obviously, when I stepped to Myerscough, it was very, there was a lot of experience around me. A lot of guys who played pro, a lot of coaches who have coached at a really high level. Maybe that was internationally, and so the pro is definitely like getting other people's insights to things. The cons of moving, for me, it was just adapting to systems. Obviously, because I was so used to playing at Liverpool, constantly being like, I was a big fish in a little pond at Liverpool. But then when I stepped into Myerscough, it was like, okay, this pond's massive now. You're not the guy. It's how can you help a team win? How can you impact winning? And it's not going to be. It's not. You might do things that don't show up on the stat sheet type of thing. So it's like just doing the little things. So, and then stepping to Magic, I wouldn't really say there was much cons. Like I said before, welcome me with open arms. Pete obviously said take your time. Ask as many questions as you want. And yeah, I mean, definitely I've enjoyed the process of like changing clubs, seeing different things, seeing how different clubs run as well. It's very interesting. But I'd say especially stepping into men's quite early as well. I think started playing men's at like 16. So definitely seeing how like different programs run like the men's systems, it was very eye opening as well. And then just seeing obviously how different coaches run their teams, it was very eye opening for me. And obviously met quite a lot of smart people along the way. So
You're playing men's at 16. Is that at Liverpool?
yeah, so that was, I think it was like D3, I want to say. But then again, like I was just very like on the end of the bench type of thing.
Yeah. I wonder what your time at Liverpool, if you started at Liverpool. Yeah. I wonder what your time at Liverpool was like on the skill development side, like.
Skill development, it was definitely there, but I would say it was like nothing compared to like a Myerscough or a Magic. It was very, when I first stepped into Liverpool, it was okay, you're quite big, go and stand by the basket type of thing. Which, don't get me wrong, like it was to win games straight away, and obviously we did win games. But then, like from a skill development standpoint, I felt like I don't want to say I was put in a box. But I was always encouraged, go and grab a rebound, go and post up, and just stay by the basket. But then once I think I got to under 18s, I think I grew quite a bit as well. And like I was sort of like the guy on the team type of thing. So I sort of had more of like a realm to experiment with things type of thing. So all like the stuff you see me do now, where it's just catch, layup, clock, post moves. Like my under 18s year, it was very catching on the 3-point line, a few dribble moves. I was looking like Harley back when I was at Liverpool. Whereas obviously from a skill development standpoint, especially like in the summers as well, like you look at other clubs, like they open it up in the summer for guys to just come in, get work on one-on-one stuff with coaches. Whereas at Liverpool, it was very take a break from National League, take a break from basketball, and just sort of chill out type of thing in the summer. Which, don't get me wrong, is like beneficial. Everyone needs a break, especially being off school and all that. But like for kids who really wanted to like push it and really go for it type thing, it was quite difficult at Liverpool, I'd say, from a skill development standpoint.
Because you was put in not a box, but you know how you just told to like go in the gym, and like your development wasn't as big as like the range of some people get out of other clubs. Do you think that has limited what you can do now? Because obviously, as a 5 that you play, you're not the biggest person on the court most of the time. Do you sometimes wish that you had maybe the skill set that other people your height do on the perimeter, or do you think you play your role like well and that you've like developed into that role better, and it's advantage that you're smaller?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, like I agree with both points you've made there. Obviously, don't get me wrong, I wish I could, do like 20 dribble moves, step back 3. I wish I had that in my locker, don't get me wrong, I reckon I do, but I'll just leave that for next year. But also, like, playing the same role for so many years, I feel like it is advantageous for me. So obviously, like you said, being an undersized 5, started to figure out ways I can still impact the game, as well as, being not as big, not as strong as other guys. So I'd say definitely I have started to find like advantageous ways. But then, don't get me wrong, like I would have loved to be able to, have that skill development of, okay, let's back it out to the perimeter. Let's work on, coordination. Let's work on your movement coming off a ball screen. Let's work on making reads in certain plays. So, yeah, I'd say it's like 50-50. Definitely would have. But then at the same time, I've also benefited from, doing the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah. One thing I think about your game is your back-to-basket game. Being undersized, you found a way to score under there. I wonder where that came from, because that's something really patient. You use your body well, you fake well, you take your time, you normally find a way to finish. That seems to be really hard to teach people. I wonder where you got that from. Was it something you just had, or?
I want to say I got it from my academy coach. So before I went to Myerscough, I spent 2 years at my high school. So I've done year 12 and year 13 there. It was at Archbishop Beck Catholic College. My coach, his name was Delmy Herriman. Played for GB, played in Commonwealth Games. Del taught me a lot of like post moves and stuff, because I started practicing with him when I was in like, I want to say year 10. So how old are you then? Is it like 14, 15? Yeah. So he taught me a lot of the stuff. Like it was like he seen that I was like a bigger kid, and he was like, "That let's start with just basics, just drop steps, post hooks," and then we started to expand. And then as I got bigger, and as I started to get more of a bigger role, he started to teach me more. And then he always just encouraged me, like, do like work on this stuff every day. just little things like post hooks, touch shots around the rim, being patient. So yeah, I want to say I learned a lot of it from him. Like I said, he had a lot of experience. And then obviously also going to Myerscough, learning from Mike, big Mike Bernard. Obviously, everyone knows Mike. He's got endless experience. He also taught me a lot as well. A lot of the stuff I do now about, obviously, like you said, being patient, using your body well, and also being undersized 5, being able to use fakes. And so, yeah, I want to say I mainly learned it from them too. They were very influential on me being like a small ball 5, and they were comfortable with me doing that. So, yeah, they're probably the main 2 guys where I learned a lot of the footwork from.
Yeah. You think there's a lot of footwork that helps you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of footwork drills in the summer, a lot of catching it on 2, pivoting off both feet, and then just being patient, using forward pivots, reverse pivots, and then working on every type of fake, like a rondo fake, standard pump fake, even throwing a dream shake every now and again if I'm in the mood for it. But yeah, they were very influential, and they always encouraged me to just do them little drills every day. And he said it'll work in the long run. So now I'd say it's definitely working.
I'd say one of your best qualities, besides like skill, I'd say it's like your competitiveness and like some people have that drive to want to win. Like you said before, you and Bailey, you just want to win. Like you'll put aside your minutes or whatever is happening to you, and you just want to win.
No.
How do you like cope on a team? Maybe some people don't have that drive. Some people are more, I want to play well, and whatever happens with the team happens. Whereas your mindset's in the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
How do you like find a medium in the middle between you?
I'd say it's like a very long process of like just taking little baby steps with them. Obviously getting their perspective on like what they see. For example, we had a guy in our uni team who was mainly me, go and score, put the ball on the floor between his legs a few times. I was like that. And like, where did you find that from? He was like that. I was always that guy. I was like, that's fair enough. But now you're on a system where everyone's good. And as well as him taking 20 shots a game, we all want to win and we all want to see you succeed. So we're all for it. You trying to score the ball, but let us help you out type of thing. So like, as well as encouraging him to score, it was, we can actually make your life 10 times easier. And then it's just that little process of always being in the rear then, not like shouting at them, not like getting on the nerves, like knowing how to talk to people. And I feel like that worked because by the end of the year, the guy was so invested in winning and he sort of shifted his mindset, which was good for us as a uni team. And we ended up doing quite well that year. So I would say definitely like trying to build a relationship with the person and then building a relationship with them as a player. I'd say that's quite important.
Yeah. I mean, with that, like, obviously you don't want to limit people what they can do. Obviously you want to win. I've always thought with you don't take many shots. Yeah, I think I looked at your thing, you've shot like 3 threes all season or something like that. I'm wondering what that is. Is that something you can do, something you want to be able to do, or is it something that you already can do, but you're kind of restricted in the role?
I'd say I already can. I've definitely shown it in like university games. Very capable of just stepping in, catching, shooting free. Like I've done it in practice like 1,000 times. But it's definitely something I want to sort of like add to my game, expand my game a lot more. Because then it just opens the floor up so much more. So you look at now, it's a lot of like pace and space. And I want to be able to like fit that role. And obviously, I feel like I don't want to say like I'm putting like this certain role, but we always value getting high value shots. And obviously, like percentages show like when I do shoot a free, it doesn't really go in. So like stats don't really lie, type of thing. But it's definitely something like I really want to invest in because like growing up, like I never really got taught how to shoot. It was sort of just watch older guys, watch men's games, watch under 18s games, and then sort of piece it together. Obviously, Dell and Mike, they tried to help me out quite a lot, and obviously I did see an improvement. So obviously, as my free throw percentage improved over the years, it was quite good. And then, like since coming to Manchester, like you said, like only shooting like what three threes on the year. It's definitely something I want to be able to add because then it just opens up a whole another realm to the offense. Then
Yeah. But I think for that, sometimes as maybe a coach or as a team, we have to accept that it's not going to be great straight away. Because if it's a shot you don't normally take, it's sometimes a bit of a nervy thing of like, well, should I take this? Or
yeah, I definitely have that. Yeah,
yeah. So, but I do think if we want to improve as a unit, you've got to kind of go through those bad things, and especially at junior, say with like these guys, you've got bigger bodies now, but they have to be able to catch and shoot. You have to be able to dribble. And I wouldn't just say, like, oh, you don't do that just because at the moment you're going to mess up. So I do think it's important as a junior. Seniors, I don't know. I don't know what your thought process is on that. Do you think seniors should just be what they are now, or do you think they should be able to develop? And
I think it should always be open to develop. Like always be like a student to the game. Always be open to learn things. Always be open to try new things. And I'd say definitely as a senior, like you've got obviously like less room for error. I'd say especially in our league as well, especially with like the schedule we have and like the limited amount of guys we have at the moment. So obviously like there's like an elastic band and like ours is like very stretched right now. Whereas obviously if we had a lot more guys and like we hadn't dropped as many games, I'd say definitely the elastic band had like less slack to where okay we're open to trying new stuff.
yeah,
But I'd say obviously right now in the season, it's definitely something where like you said, don't get me wrong, we would probably go through the process of it's not going in right now, but eventually it's going to get there. But obviously right now it's like let's sort of hold off from it type of thing. But I'd say it's definitely something where like seniors should always be open to development. I don't see why you can't develop no matter how old you are. Always be open to learning new things, add something new. Like coming back next year, why can't you learn a new skill?
do you think you do that over the summer though? So do you think you do that over the summer, develop that new skill, and you've got it for the new season, or do you think you do it kind of mid-season?
I would definitely say it's more of an off-season thing for me because in season, like I don't know if you think the same. It's very, I know what I'm good at. I know my go-tos. I know like the sets you run, and I know like what shot I'm gonna get coming off certain sets.
Yeah, I think also as a team, it's difficult when someone's trying to do something new because, like, as a team, I think it's really important when it's like, okay, I know he's doing that. Like, you're all on the same page,
Yeah,
and then for someone to then all of a sudden change their game, obviously entirely is probably not going to happen.
yeah,
But then that new thing, it's then everyone adjusting to that new thing, and then okay, he might have this shot now, so we got to be able to be ready for that.
yeah,
Because then, like, some people on the team are like, okay, he's probably going to do this, or he might do that. So we're all on the same page of what's going to happen.
yeah,
But then all of a sudden, if maybe Dan, he's shooting threes in transition now, it's like, okay,
yeah,
we got to change how we react to that and like
yeah,
how we're thinking. So I think a mid-season thing would be difficult. But then, like Dan said, it's with the elasticity of your team, it makes it easier. If like you're smashing the league and you're all confident, you're all very on the same page, then you have room to like fluctuate and change. But if it's we need to win, especially at the senior level, it's a lot more results instead of progression.
yeah,
So it's like more difficult if we need to win. Okay, we can't be like
yeah,
changing what we've got now. We need to stick to what we have and improve that. So yeah, maybe off season is a bigger thing, especially at the senior level. And junior, I think it just depends on the team and the people you got around you
yeah,
and like how much you want to change. So I think it's a difficult thing, but it's just very dependent.
yeah.
Do you think needing to win gets in the way of getting better?
To an extent, yeah, definitely agree with you on that point. Obviously, yeah, I'd say winning does impact development for certain guys. For example, take Bailey for example. He was so invested in winning all his all his junior career, which don't get me wrong, everyone loves to win. But then it comes back to a development standpoint. It's like that. Like there's a reason Bailey plays the way he does now. Like getting a catch near the basket. Why is he just looking to pass out straight away? It's like come back to the development point you said. Like okay, maybe his mind shifts away from winning as a junior. Maybe that then turns into playing in a senior game. He looks to be aggressive every time he catches the ball. So I'd say definitely winning does impact it to an extent.
Yeah, or the fear of losing. Because at this club we have a big thing like we're meant to win. And I know some of our guys, you can see it in the face. if there's even a remote possibility we might lose, I'm not going to try this. I'm going to stay in my little box.
Play the safe.
Play the safe. I think we should try and encourage. Not that winning doesn't matter, but it's more we're trying to get better, and that will help us win anyway. So
Yeah.
I also think winning is important though for progression because, like Dan going into the Liverpool team, they really needed to win. So then he had to like go into like the basket and do what helped them win. Because like morality being low really can affect progression. Like if you're losing constantly every week, your like motivation can be really gone.
Yeah.
And especially when we was like winning at a younger age and dominating, we could then say to Demi, okay, you bring up now and try something new.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have that like safety and then that helps progression. Because like no one really wants to come every week, get absolutely battered every week, and it's like, why am I even like? No one really has that motivation to get better. Like you might get the odd few who like use it as fuel, but I think it can be really difficult for like smaller clubs who are getting, pounded by the bigger teams every week to then tell people to come out of position and try other things. So I think it's finding that balance between both.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. I would almost argue it's easier for the teams getting beat a lot to just focus on development, and I think it's sometimes harder for us because we've got that pressure of if you don't win, then there's something going wrong. Where I do think it's just more because it's almost this thing. Why do people think that when you value development, you're going to lose? Like if you could shoot the free ball thingy like at a high clip, that would help us win loads. Yeah. So it's like, and I'm just using you as an example, but don't think that development is against winning. Development helps winning. But the problem we have in this country definitely is when people value winning, they'll do anything to win. And they'll destroy someone that was a talented player and they put him in a position where he's going to now fail in the future to win now. And that's where I kind of don't like it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
So coming from Liverpool, which is a much smaller club than like Magic,
Yeah.
do you feel like everyone's a lot closer through the men's team all the way down to the under 12s or whatever the youngest age group is because of not having loads of teams in each age group? Like our club, like Magic or Giants, each age group has several teams in each age group, and they're very like individual and not together compared to like at Liverpool, the men's team would know all the younger players and help coach and stuff. So what would you say? Like, would you say that's better?
I would say yes. I would say it is better, especially from like my time there. A lot of the men's players even ran like camps. Like the men's players would lead it, and that would really be like a forefront for the younger junior teams to turn up. And even like during like breaks in the season, so for example, Christmas time, like Liverpool do like a Christmas fun day type of thing, and then you'd also do like parents versus players type of thing. And obviously, that brought teams together because they used to like put teams together. So they put like 14s and 16s together to go against like the 14, 16s parents type of thing. So that like built connections as well, especially with being like a smaller club. A lot of kids went to school together as well, and parents knew parents, and like because there wasn't that many like not staff members, like coaches there. Every coach knew everyone, and it was we all used the same facility. Most teams would practice on the same day, so it was you cross paths with the coaches, stand and have a conversation with them, like always like checking in, and like they always have like community meetings. I want to say it was every like Friday. So I feel like definitely being like a smaller club and having like one team per age group, I feel like that definitely worked in like your favour, being like more connected as a club.
Yeah, because our club, like the men's games when you play, the crowd's not really as it used to be. Well, a couple of years back when we used to go, it'd be like all the bleachers out,
Yeah.
all the younger age groups supporting, and not just at the senior level. Like as a junior myself, I used to look on the game day and be like, okay, the 18s have a game before mine, I'm gonna go watch it, or the 14s have a game after, I'll stay and watch that. Compared to now, you don't really see any teams supporting the other age groups.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think could be causing that, or any way of encouraging that to not happen anymore?
What's causing it? I would say a lot of teams like being like just focusing on themselves type of thing. Like coming back to the point you said, like you, for example, you say, oh, okay, like there's a row of games happening, 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s, then you play type of thing. I think from Magic, it could be a case of like using social media to the advantage. Obviously, everyone's on the phones nowadays. Everyone's on Instagram or everyone's on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, just saying. But yeah, like using that to their advantage, encouraging people to come and watch. And yeah, I feel like that would be massive. Like getting back to what obviously Magic used to be, filling out bleachers, having to pull the curtain back just to get more chairs out. And then like men's players always turning up and watching junior kids play, because then I feel like that'll work like vice versa. Junior kids will see, oh, Dan and Bailey watched our under-12s game today. Oh, why don't I watch them? Maybe I'll learn a thing or two. And like, I don't know if like under-18s guys like yourselves, I don't know, maybe being on the sideline for like an under-14s game, whether you have like younger siblings playing, being there to watch them, encouraging their teams, and then them kids will go, oh, yeah, encourage me today. I'm going to return the favour, or I'm just going to be there to watch. And I feel like it comes from like just loving basketball as a whole, because I don't know if you guys feel the same, but like any opportunity you want to watch basketball, any opportunity for a junior, for me, like there'd be days where I leave my house at 8 o'clock in the morning, won't come back till 6 o'clock at night, watching like 5 or 6 games straight, just having that love and just always like willingness and wanting to learn type of thing. So I feel like obviously using social media and just encouragement, I feel like that would be like the main like stepping stone, and building that unity between juniors and seniors, that would then bridge the gap to bring everyone back together type of thing.
Yeah, because I remember our under 16 season, or 14s, we all used to come, and it'd be like a thing, like you knew Saturday night, okay, we're watching the men's game, everyone's going to be there.
Yeah.
We did like a night where we all got pizza, and like the younger teams always do it, and they would like tuck shop, and it was kind of like an event, like a day out, like
Yeah.
you knew that was happening every week, compared to now where it's like most of the time you're not even sure when the men's games are. Like
Yeah.
I don't really know when. Like I'd have to ask Jack or Demi if he's have a game or something.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the communication through the system's kind of lost. And also, I feel like as a coach, you encourage us to go a lot. Like you'd be there, you'd be like, okay, guys, everyone going to be there Saturday, and like you organize the pizza thing. So I feel like coaches telling the younger players could also help a lot,
Yeah.
like encouraging them to go.
Yeah.
And like if you went, you'd see everyone there. Like Ads would be there, Adam would be there, Peter would be there. Every coach would be there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like everyone was together in the hall, sat together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made us closer compared to now.
Yeah.
You don't really see everyone as much here, like in spare time, at the men's games, at other people's games.
Yeah.
So I think the scarcity of seeing each other kind of prevents that.
Yeah, I thought it helped because like when they were doing that, Bailey was helping on the practice floor, and these guys used to have more of a connection with the players. Like I'm going to see Bailey. Like right now, we've got Tom Richardson on our 18s team. He helps coach with the 12s. Yeah. It's no coincidence that the 12s come to watch our academy game. Yeah. So I think it's us trying to make sure that we're all like in touching point of each other's teams, and try and get not just seniors but 18s should be helping with the under 13s, and I think that would build a better connection. And then to get people to the senior game as well. I don't know about you. I might cut this bit out, but I feel like the senior level of competition is dropped massive.
No, I 100% agree with you on that one.
So it's not maybe as much of a spectacle to watch. I don't know what you thought, but there would be, is it like we should be trying to like push maybe to a higher league or something?
Yeah, 100%. Like talking to obviously a few other guys on the team, like we 100% like think we should strive to like at the start of the year we were saying undefeated, go undefeated, win NBL 1. Yeah. And like make that push and get it to what it used to be. But I definitely agree with you on that point. Like it feels like it's just dropped off type of thing. It feels like walking into practice now, it's like guys just sort of like, oh, I'm here now. Instead of should be, yeah, I'm here. Let's work now. Let's work. So yeah, I definitely do feel like it's dropped. But yeah, like coming back to the point you made of like encouraging under 18s, go and coach, go and watch basketball. And I also feel like, I don't know if you agree, but like back at Liverpool, we had like presentation evening. That was like a big event. Like, that was like the big thing at the end of the year, and like everyone went to it. Like selling out, like I can't remember what it was called, but selling out a place and like a function room type of thing, and just filling it with everyone. And like men's players would get up and like give a speech for each like team because like they just watch them throughout the year. Then like they'd announce awards, take photos with the kids who won awards. So I feel like that definitely plays a role in it. Then like throwing events like throughout the year. Like we had like running like raffles and like doing like didn't we do like a horse racing type of thing? She like, I want to say like it was last year at Magic, and like don't get me wrong, I went there, but I feel like if you encourage everyone to be at that type of thing, it then builds that like community and like family aspect to it.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah, I have to do a speech, and I don't want to do a speech.
We did do the big fun like fair one.
I thought
That was good.
I think it's nice when it's here. It's not fair. I think you're right. Come to the centre. We're all here. I like it when it's more for the kids. Sometimes we do it and it seems like it's more for the parents and stuff, which I find a little strange. Like,
no, all the attention should be on them kids. Them kids have worked hard all year. Make it a big thing. Or they won that award. They won this league type of thing. Make it about them, and not let it be about there's such and such dad. I'm going to go and talk to him type of thing.
I also think building the connections while they're young is so good because a couple of like our team, I feel like we was really closer to the year olders ever since like under 12s because a couple of us played up and there was always just around each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've always had a strong connection going throughout compared to us and the younger team where I feel like we didn't have that from a younger age. Yeah. So now like as we've got older, it's not been as strong as the other way. So I feel like from the younger teams, trying to make them closer, especially with the children around their age, like a year below or a year above. Yeah. I feel like that's when they should be closest. Yeah. And then that could help because then even if your team's not going to the men's game, the older team is, so you'll just go with them. Yeah. And then you're watching their games, they're watching yours. It just starts easier like that. Yeah. And I feel like that could be a big thing. Like went through a time of one of the teams training elsewhere, and I think that made it difficult with them trying to socialise with us. Like what you said, when you cross teams between training, a lot of interaction happens then. And like keeping them separate might have hurt like their connection to the club. So I feel like just trying to make our younger age, everyone all together and closer, I think that would be a big thing.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, well, my dad was going to change it up now for no reason, but yeah, I just got. I think I want to go back to your time at Myerscough because we mentioned the Myerscough a little bit and it kind of brushed over. I'm wondering your perspective, not just on Myerscough, but on academies for juniors. Going to stay over or almost the academy sort of league and stuff now. Do you think that's a good place for juniors to develop, or is it a tough place?
I think I have mixed opinions about it personally. I definitely do think it's a really good place to develop for juniors. Personally, obviously, I only done 1 year at Myerscough compared to some kids who'll do like 3 years at one place. I'd say it's definitely beneficial going through that process of moving away from home. I think that really challenges you. And then it builds that like discipline type thing of, my mum and dad aren't there to wake me up. My mum and dad aren't there to encourage me to do schoolwork. Sort of on you type of thing. And then it's also like having access to see them coaches a lot more, having access to a court and a weight room 24/7. I feel like that's really beneficial for like junior players and definitely a route that most junior players should look to go down. But then also I'd say it's difficult for kids who especially they really value family and being at home. I'd say especially for me, like when I finished my GCSEs at 16, I had no intent I don't think I even knew what EABL was. And then spending 2 years at my normal high school and then going there, I feel like that 1 year there really sort of helped me develop. But I would 100% like encourage junior players to take that route. But at the same time, like tell them like it's not going to be a walk in the park type of thing. It's going to be challenging. You're going to get tested. You are going to get put in certain situations where it's going to be uncomfortable. But at the same time, that's where you develop growth, isn't it? Whether that's physically, whether that's mentally, you do go through that change, which I think is beneficial for a junior player.
Yeah, in a sense, but then like some of these academies like will have like 30 players,
Yeah,
and then you're not playing, you're away from home. I don't know, that's the thing here. But then it kind of touches on another one where these sort of academies, when you're at board, like I can't think of when we go to practice, sometimes you don't have the best practice. Sometimes this guy's annoyed me. You get to go home. When you're at board, you don't. You're just around them 24/7. I'm wondering at your time then, you did go when you were a little bit older. It might have been a bit tough when if you went at like 16. But did you have any of those tough moments sort of when you were there, more on like the mental side of like trying to stay focused and stuff?
yeah, 100%. There was definitely a time period where I went through it, especially with us also going abroad, playing in like Latvia and Estonia. Like you said, oh, this guy might have done my head in during a game, but now you got to go and share a hotel room with him. Like that really challenged me mentally. It was definitely a few points where I was on the phone to my dad going, I don't know if I can do this. Don't know if I can handle like being around these guys. You know, they do me head in, but then got to go and eat dinner with them type of thing. So I'd say it was definitely challenging. But then at the same time, I feel like it shaped me to being quite mentally strong now. Definitely like being at university, I feel like that year I did do at Myerscough, that was sort of my transition period instead of my first year at university, if you get me. So I feel like that academy process, it does challenge you mentally, and it's like asking you to grow up type of thing, you know, being away from your mum and dad, you know, being open to, okay, me and you had a bad practice. I know I've got to sit in a dining hall with you and being able to just talk it out with you instead of, you know, like certain guys, like just put their headphones in, eat the food. It's like that. We want to win. Like we want to go and win everything. We've got to sit and talk about this. Like we can't just bury it. It's something. Let's address it right now. And like building them relationships with them guys, like it's helped in the long run. Like there was a reason why we were so successful. It's like anything that went on in a practice, we would address it there and then. Or we'd stay after practice. All of us would just sit down and talk about it. So I feel like that was very beneficial, and I feel like that did help me like mentally, being able to sit down and have that conversation with guys, and especially playing in a men's league, it was very frustrating. Felt like getting beaten up. Like we went through a span of games where we lost like 6 in a row, and it was very difficult for us. But then stepping into EABL, it was like, okay, we were winning most games. So it was definitely a challenge mentally going from a Wednesday going, yeah, I was battered them. Unlucky Saturday, you've got to go and play against a guy who's playing the BBL.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like a mental battle, which I'd argue is very beneficial for players. But then it's a lot to ask for a junior to step into, especially like you said, some kids go and do it at 16. But then obviously you raised the point that I went and done it at 18. So I was sort of like already grown, like on the process of growing up.
That our uni, innit? But basically, like, I wonder, well, why did you go to Myerscough for under 19? What was like the plan? Was the
So originally when I finished my under 18s year and finished like my last academy year, I definitely had talks with Delmy about trying to go somewhere. There was talks of trying to go America, but we sort of didn't get shut down, but I was struggling to get offers type of thing. And then we played like a friendly against Myerscough's like EABL team for that upcoming year. It was like the summer before I left. And I had a good game. I think I had like 30. And Mike Bernard just pulled down and went, look, we need him. We need, especially going abroad. Like Neil and Troy and Mike, they were very saying like, "Oh, my play style suited like playing in Europe," type of thing, and they were invested, and they said, "Look, we can put that on the map," type of thing, and really push if he still wants to try and go America. So that's sort of where Myerscough came about. Because obviously when I was 16, I had no intent of going to an academy. So them coaches like reaching out to me saying, "Oh, like you could do well here." Like they like what they saw. They like my mentality. He was sort of like, in Mike's words to me, he was sort of like not a veteran, but like he was sort of an older guy, but at 18. So like for other like guys in that EABL team the following year who were like 17 and like I was 18, 10 and 19, he sort of see me as like an older guy who was very like level headed type of thing. So that was quite like good for me being 18, coming out of college, going, "Oh, this elite academy sees me as quite valuable." Hence why I ended up going there for a year, and I don't regret anything. I don't regret going there. It's definitely shaped me into the guy I saw I am today. So
About the America thing, do you think it's in a lot of UK basketball people's minds where it's like after 18 to academy,
mm,
it's go America or it's
yeah,
nothing? And obviously you played for MMU in the books.
yeah,
What would you say that's like development wise or just competition wise in general? What would you, because it's not really spoken about much the books
yeah.
or really known as an option
Mm.
to like younger audiences. So what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'd say it's definitely another stepping stone. I'd say it's definitely an alternate route. Because obviously, a lot of kids, I especially had this mindset of, "Oh, it's America or nothing" type of thing. I had that at 18. But then, like, my mum and dad they were very encouraging of, "Oh, go and get an education, really put yourself in a good position to obviously get a good job," type of thing. So then, obviously, I remember I got accepted to MMU at 18, but then deferred for a year to obviously go to Myerscough. But then coming into books, it was very, very good, especially having Callum Jones as my head coach. He was very fond of the university system. He really liked it. Um, so that first year, it was really good. Like playing in, I think it was Bucks 1A we played in. So it was the one below Bucks Prem. And really good. Like having access to Platt Lane, still playing every Wednesday, having practices together with guys, and having one-to-one sessions with Callum from like a skill development point of view. Obviously, it comes back to expanding my game. Like Callum was teaching me things that obviously I didn't quite get at Liverpool, or obviously I did get development at Myerscough, but then also being in like the university lifestyle of like obviously Myerscough is very laser focused. Everyone's there to work out type of thing. Whereas obviously coming to uni, it was a lot more like relaxed. But don't get me wrong, guys, we're still laser focused. But coming into that university system, it was really good. Meeting guys who were similar ages to me, who sort of were in like my first year. There was a lot of guys who had also played EABL, like myself, and then came to uni. They accepted, "Oh, I'm not going to go to America." So it was good to like still have guys who were quite focused, but at the same time they were like, "Yeah, I'm at university. Like I'm here to get an education, here to get my degree, but I'm also here to still play basketball. I'm still here to get better to an extent, but then also enjoy like the social aspect of it, like spending time with guys outside of lectures, outside of power practices." So I'd say books is a really good stepping stone. Like I would encourage kids to not be deflated if they don't go America. Like books opens up like endless possibilities for them. Like for us winning 1A and playing in Bucks Prem, that was a really big stepping stone for us as a uni. And also winning the cup for Bucks in my first year, that was also like a big stepping stone, and like it really like encouraged more people to go to MMU, and it brought us closer as a team. So it didn't take away from the aspect of, "Oh, actually, you never went America," but I still came to university and enjoyed every single moment of it. So I'd say definitely books and like university sport, it's definitely like a really good stepping stone for kids to step into.
Yeah, definitely, because a lot of kids, when they want to go to America, they don't seem to care where. They just, I go to America, and they'll go to some prep or college or thing where education's bad. They go there for maybe a year, realize it's bad. They come back and now they're like a year behind everyone and struggling to know what to do. I do think people should have that as an option here, but also if you are thinking about going to America, do your research. Don't just have it as a basketball thing. Why am I going? And sometimes people have to be honest about where am I going to get to. You know, people are still deluded that they're going NBA and they're like 20 years old. Yeah. It's like, I don't get it. Well, Dan, I'm going to ask the last question. We ask this to everyone. We're called the Next Possession Podcast. Yeah. So we always ask, what's next for you? So, like, what's next in your basketball career? What's next? I don't.
I'd say basketball-wise for me, definitely finish off this year strong. Continue to play big minutes for the team. Continue to try and produce doubles each week, and then win as many games as possible. You know, get into playoffs, go on and run in playoffs, and really turn some heads. And then maybe make that next step to maybe BCB. It's definitely something I had in mind. Like, guys have been in my ear about it. And it's definitely something I want to challenge myself, whether that's mentally, physically. It's definitely something I want to aim towards.
Yeah.
And then outside of basketball, complete my degree, finish out my final year, and then continue on a master's degree. Get on to my master's for strength conditioning, continue to coach them guys, continue to influence them, encourage them, be someone that they can look at and go, yeah, maybe he didn't go America, but he's built something for himself.
Yeah.
And yeah, just continue to learn, continue to be like a sponge, absorb information, give information, just keep learning from people. Yeah. So that's my next possession.
That's good, yeah.
Thank you for coming on the podcast today, Dan.
Thanks,
Thank you for watching.